Today on Iamashleymonique.
Ain't nobody cancel nothing. All my family were going. That was that. Then my brother, all of a sudden, he comes upstairs and he's like, she goes this whole opposite way. Like, I should have known. He was like, Ernest was like, how you feel if I propose to your daughter? I can honestly say I'm happy it happened that way. Am I ready for marriage? When I walked out, the videographer and the photographer, they were just staring. I'm like, okay. I feel like giddy and just, he's like, oh, I don't like my outfit. And the man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, he finds favor. Ernest's favorite, because he done found a good thing. Me, can't eat. So it's like, wow, what's wrong? This man is so good to me. I love that. Hey my sissy bells, I'm Ashley if you're new, and welcome back to another video. So I don't know if this video, disclaimer, I don't know if this video came out before or if it's coming out before my vlog. I changed our name. I get into why I changed the name vibe in my vlog, so if you haven't seen that, go see that. But if you haven't, then just hold tight. So yeah, today we are doing a face. I beat this face in like what, 30 minutes. And we chit-chatted about what's going on in your girl's life. Y'all know I am a fiance. I don't have my ring on right now because I was doing my makeup and I didn't want to get any makeup on it, but I'm still a fiance. Period. So we talked about like the process, if I knew, if I'm ready to become a wife, you know, the things leading up to the proposal, all those things, like real girly, real like giddy, gitsy, like girl talk things. So I have been getting a lot of questions on those topics, so I was like, let's just do a chit chat, get ready with me and address it, and then we can chit chat and talk so y'all can know the details and all the things. So yeah. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long because we talk a lot in this video, but we talk about some good stuff. So yeah, if you want to know, you know, how your girl feel about marriage, all that stuff, how it went down, all that stuff, and then you want to get a, you know, story on a beat face too, keep watching. All right, so we're just about to jump right into everything. Everything will be in the description box below. I know I've been saying it lately, but and I haven't been doing it, but it's going to be in there, I promise. So we're just gonna jump into it. As y'all can see from the title, I'm going to be talking about my proposal because I've been getting a lot of questions about my proposal. If I'm looking off, that means I'm looking in the mirror. So yeah, but I've been getting a lot of questions about my proposal, about the days leading up to it, how he did it, was I shocked, am I ready for marriage, and I want to address it because it's an exciting topic to talk about, and it's an exciting topic to talk about, and I want to talk about it because I've been getting asked so many freaking questions. So we're just gonna dive in like right now. Oh, did I put something out of my eye? Okay, yeah, we're gonna dive in right now, girl. I'm doing a quick beat. I have somewhere to go, somewhere to be. I always have somewhere to go, somewhere to be every time I do one of these videos, which is just strange to me. But I always have somewhere to go, so I can't be here long, but I kind of just wanted to talk about it, so that's what we're gonna do. So the proposal, everyone wants to know, like, did I know? And the answer to that question is no, I did not know. Now, like when it happened and me thinking back on things that happened, I should have known, but I was oblivious to the fact. And it was because like me and him, we have conversations about, you know, marriage and our future all the time, like, you know, people that are in relationships do. And he is so adamant like about living in a moment and having certain things in place. So his verbiage when we talked about certain things, it was like, it's coming, but no time soon. Not no time soon, but it's coming, but like not right now. Not right now. That's what it gave. It's coming, but not right now. So I the verbiage that he always used when talking about it, I would just be like, okay, well, it's not happening right now. Like, it's just not happening. He would be like, you know, we still have to do this, we still have to do that, and right now this. It's just his verbiage, like how he talked. It never was like, okay, yeah, I think it's coming. It never was like that. Okay, right, got that out the way. So I did not know, and this is like, I'm about to go into how he planned it. Once he like told me, I mean, once he, you know, asked me and I said yes, of course, I asked him, you know, how did you do it? Like, how did you prepare? Because we were in Jamaica when I got proposed to, which is like the dreamiest way to get proposed to, right? But we were in Jamaica, and he proposed in Jamaica. So it was like, how did you get all this done and we don't live here? You know what I'm saying? We have the country. How did you get this done? So he had told me that he had been planning this for months, which from the looks of it, you can tell you can't just get marquee letters and sparklers and roses and candles and all that stuff, photographers, videographers, within 2-3 days. I mean, some people can, but I'm realistic. So he had been planning this for months. He said he had been in contact with the resort, or well, with the people from the resort, for like months and months and months. Okay, and so he was talking to this lady, and the lady was, you know, finding people for him, like finding the vendors for the letters and the photographer, the videographer. They were finding like all these people, and he was like, he did basically everything online. He looked at reviews of things and just, you know, tried to figure out who has what or whatever. So that was really like, that made me feel really good, because it's like, okay, been planning this, like you been, when we said we was gonna go to Jamaica, he was like, it's the perfect time, so let me get everything together, basically. And that's how it was. That's how it was. And with him just telling me that, it's so crazy, because it would be moments where I would be in the room like with his phone or something. He'd be like, what you doing to my phone? And I'm like, and mind you, I don't go through phones. So he like, what you doing to my phone? I'm like, nothing. Like, he was so protective of his phone, of everything. I'm like, I didn't think of it, but at the moment I'm like, why are you accusing me of going through your phone? I don't like, come on now, get it together. I don't got nothing. That ain't even me. Every time he would say that. And so when he finally proposed, we were talking about it that night. He was like, you always wondered why I was always like asking you if you were in the room, and I just be paranoid, because I'm like, I do not want you to find out. I do not want you to find out. I'm like, that's why. Because the phone issue, like, he kept saying it all the time, like, what you doing on my phone? Why you calling my phone? You looked at my phone. And then one time he said he gave me his phone to look at something, and he was like, it was stuff right there. Mind you, I didn't know. I still, like, I was like, what was there? He was talking about how rings were popping up and different things like that. Y'all know when y'all on your phone and you're scrolling or whatever, you know, or looking up things, it's gonna show. Like, if you've been looking up rings, your app's gonna find ads with rings, stuff like that. So that's why he was like, but I didn't pay attention to it. Like, he showed me something and I just let it be there. Like, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't checking for that, because I didn't feel like it was on the radar. So he had been doing that, and then he told me, because a big thing for me when he proposed, like, one of the first things after my initial shock, I was like, you ask my daddy, because my daddy is crazy. If you know, you know. Like, my daddy, he crazy, right? And I don't be having time for certain stuff. So I'm like, did you ask my daddy? He's like, yeah, I asked your daddy. And when he told me when he did it, it made perfect sense. So Ernest's mother's house, a tree fell on it. And when we go to Memphis, sometimes we stay with her or whatever, or he'll stay with her for the most part. I go home for the most part. There are some times where I stay with her, but for the most part, I go home, especially if I drove my car. So her it was a tree fell on her house, so she's been, you know, doing renovations on her house, whatever. And so Ernest stayed with me last time we went home. So I was like, we were thinking about it. I'm like, when did you even ask him? Y'all, why he asked my daddy? Wow. We were at home the last time when he stayed with me. So I was wondering why. I was supposed to go somewhere where Ern is. I was supposed to go. He had to take his grandma or pick her up or something. He made like a, I think it's a lie now that I think about it, but she goes to like dialysis, and he was like, I gotta go pick her up. So I was like, okay, I'll go with you, because it was a Friday. We got there Thursday. It was a Friday. I didn't drive my car. Ernest drove. No, did I drive my car? No, Ernest drove his car last time. So I didn't drive my car. And then it was a Friday, so everybody in my household, they were gonna be at work. And I was like, I don't want to be at the house by myself. Like, I want to be out and about. So he was like, no, you ain't gonna get up there early. I'm like, how early you getting up? I gotta go pick my grandma up at 7. So that means I gotta be up by 6. So I'm like, okay, I could just get up then. Like, I could still be sleeping in the car, or, you know, take another nap whenever. But I'm like, I could still be asleep or whatever. So he like, he like, no, I don't think you're gonna get up. So I guess he saw that I wasn't like letting down about it. So I was like, no, I'm going. I'm going, and I'm gonna get up, and I promise I'm gonna get up, because I did not want to be stuck at the house where everybody was at work till 5 o'clock. Like, that's just something I didn't want to do. I felt like that was a waste of my day. And I had friends that can come pick me up, but usually when me and Ernest go into town, we just go see everybody as a collective. That's what we do. So I was like, no, I'm going. Mind you, the next morning, it comes time for, like, I guess him to leave or whatever. And I noticed, I woke up at 7, and I noticed he was still asleep. So I stayed out, you know, I stayed up for a little while, went back to sleep, and I noticed he was still asleep the next time I woke up. So it was like 9, 10. He was like, I'm finna go. Like, just out the blue. I'm like, I ain't even get dressed. Like, I didn't have time to get dressed. You ain't say nothing. And he was like, no, I'm just finna go. I'll come back and pick you up. And at that point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm mad because now I'm stuck at home by myself. And he did come back, but in that time, he was trying to have time to go talk to my daddy. He wanted to talk to my daddy, ask for my hand in marriage. He got my daddy like these gifts. He got him, my daddy likes like Nike hats and Nike things. He wears like, my daddy is like an athletic leisure set type of guy. So he got him some Nike shirts, 2 Nike shirts, and then a Nike hat and everything. And it was just, he was just telling me, you know, like how my daddy was, you know, engaging in the conversation and all that stuff. But I'm like, dang, it make perfect sense. You didn't want me to go with you, and that's why. I thought he just didn't, you know, want to wait on me, or I don't know what I thought, to be honest. But I was looking at it as, you could have waited on me to get up. And I'm happy I didn't even get mad at the fact, because think about like you trying to do something like that and somebody mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody mad at you because the person that you're trying to do it for, they mad at you because they can't come. So, you know, I let it go or whatever. I went back to sleep, lay down, laid around, whatever. Watch Lifetime. He came back and everything was fine. So I didn't feel like no type of way. I still didn't feel anything. So mind you, going up the week before, so we come back home, going up the week before, and I'm just telling you these things that I should have knew, that I didn't know. Like, I should have knew it was happening, but I wasn't paying attention. So we came back, and a week before we were leaving, his friend came down, Sean, our friend Sean and Taylor. They came down, and so Sean, I asked him, I said, not Sean, I asked Ernest, I was like, oh, since Sean gonna be down here, is he gonna cut your hair? Sean is his friend, like our friend, but he's his barber too. Sean cuts hair. And so I'm like, he gonna cut your hair while you here? Because Ernest always complaining about how he can't ever find nobody to do. He's like, Sean does his hair. And he was like, no. The way he was looking, he was like, nah, he ain't gonna cut my hair. He was like, I already got a hair appointment, like a barbershop appointment. So I'm like, oh, okay. So we went to lunch with them. We went to this place called Cajun Steamer, and Ernest told me that Sean and them, they were coming through. They were passing through because they were about to go. He was surprising Taylor with this place that she wanted to go to, like that she had been talking about going to for the longest, which he did do that. They went to Chattanooga, and it was a place that Taylor had wanted to go to for a long time, or she had been trying to get to that place, and Sean finally took her. But now it makes sense why he took her. So time rolls by. That was on a Sunday. We ate, they left, they went out of town, and they let that be that. So I didn't think anything about it, because hey, they're gone, right? So we went to, I went to go get my hair done that Tuesday before, and Ernest had a appointment that Tuesday before. So while I'm getting my hair done, I'm like, checking up, letting him know I'm still getting my hair done, little things like that. I come back, I get my hair done or whatever. When I come back home, Ernest isn't here. So I'm like, what you doing? He was like, I'm going looking for some last minute stuff. Okay, cool. He comes back, he has Popeyes or whatever, and then I come back, we eat, and then I have to go to Target again. But I'm looking at his hair, and I'm like, in my head, I kid you not, I kept saying, it looked like Sean. I was like, your hair look real good. I can tell haircuts on my man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell a haircut. I know how his haircuts be looking from certain people, especially from Sean, since he gets them all the time, and that's what we compare his haircuts to. So I kept saying in my head, I was like, your hair look real good. I was like, you finally found somebody that can do your hair like Sean. And he was like, yeah, he let it be. He didn't I guess make any gyrations or anything like that. Like, he just let it be. I'm like, in my head I kept saying Sean cut his hair, but I was like, it ain't no way, because Sean them gone. I just kept saying that, and I told Ernest that after he told me that Sean actually cut his hair. So I kept saying, like, all throughout that night in my head, I'm like, Sean cut that boy hair. Like, I kept saying it, like, kept. He like, yeah, the barber, he did a good job. I like this man. I like him. I was like, okay, well, let it go, whatever. But in my head, I'm still like, it looks like Sean cut his hair. But let it go. Because it wasn't that deep, and I wasn't thinking like, bitch, you finna get engaged. I wasn't thinking like that. So we get to, what I was about to say. Oh yeah, so now this is leading up. Now those are the little things. Oh, another thing. So my family was already going to Jamaica, and Ernest's mom, when we decided to finally go, she kept saying, like, she was like, call the lady and see if we had a travel agent. She was like, call the lady and see if she got if it's some rooms open. The resorts, like, we went to the Rio Reggae, and if you know the Rios, like, they have Rio Reggae, Rio Palace, Rio Montego Bay, like, it's like a chain. All of the rooms were booked by the time that we decided to go. We decided to go like last minute, not last minute, but like close to 6 months before we went. We decided to go. So in January, we had known since people had started paying their money since like September, October. And so we finally decided that we was gonna go to Jamaica. And so his mom was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Jamaica. Now to me, Ernest like, he like, Mom, you need to stay where you at. But that's what he would normally do. That's what he would probably normally say. He kept saying, So she would call me, like, in certain instances, she'll be like, has anybody canceled? And I'm just thinking it's because she wants to go on the vacation. I mean, who wouldn't want to go on a vacation to Jamaica? So she just kept asking, has anybody canceled? I'm like, nah, ain't nobody canceled nothing. Like, they ain't canceled. Ain't nobody canceled nothing. All my family were going. So he kept, I don't know why she, you know, doing this. And then the days leading up, she like, should I go and get my passport? I'm like, I mean, yeah, if you plan on, I was like, I don't know, if you just getting a passport just for this trip and there's no rooms available, then I say no. But if you did like plan on going on other trips and things like that, just go ahead and get it. Like, I didn't want to be the one to tell her yes. And I was thinking, I didn't want to tell her yes, get a passport, because it's a possibility you go on this trip, which then too it's a possibility that you can be wasting money, especially if you're not, because passports ain't cheap, and especially if you're not about to be going on trips and going out the country, you don't need a passport. So I was just like, yeah, you can get one if you feel like, you know, you're gonna be going on other trips, but I don't know if anything's gonna come available. So this was like a whole cycle. Ooh, spray. Woo. This was like a whole cycle with her. Like, every time we talked, she would say, anything came available? I never thought about it, because I'm just thinking, okay, she just wants to go on this trip like real bad. So, you know, it is what it is. So the week before we went on, no, 2 weeks before we went on trip, my uncle had to back out the trip because he had to have surgery. And there was no way for him to be able to go on the trip. So him and his wife had to back out, which means that a hotel will become available. So I let her know that. And then ever since then, she was just calling. She kept saying, every time we talked, she was like, they done gave the room up yet? I tried to call the lady didn't answer. They done gave them their money back yet? And so I'm just thinking, okay, she's just looking at this as an opportunity to just still go on the trip and let there be that. So she had been doing that. Then one day, so we had an all white, y'all see we had on all white, and we were doing the like resort party. They were having a resort party for the people that were staying at the Ryu hotels or Ryu resorts or whatever. So she called me one day. She was like, you got your all white? And in my head, I'm like, why is she asking me this? I even told Ernest, I'm like, your mama called me asking me, do I got all white? You must tell her we had to wear white, because we were stuck between wearing white and neon. So the resort that we went to, they usually wear either white or neon, but we didn't know what they wore until it got closer, because like 1 week they'll do neon, 1 week they'll do white, 1 week they'll do neon, 1 week they'll do white, so like that. So we didn't know until like recent, until it was like time for us to go, maybe like a month before. And so she kept saying, you got your white, you got a long dress or a short dress? Is it flowy or is tight? I didn't pay attention to it, but I'm just like, why is she asking me about this dress? He was trying to make sure I had my white. So then all of a sudden, Ernest would start asking me, you know, what you wearing for your white? And I'm just thinking it's because at this point, he hadn't gotten his white yet. Let me find his lash. He hadn't gotten his white. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place with that white. Like, it was a hard time for him to find the white that he wanted. And he hadn't found it. So I'm just like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I can show you what I got. These are my options. We were talking about it. He was saying yes to some things, no to some things. And so I started looking for more white or whatever. But it makes sense after the proposal, because it's like y'all were trying to make sure that I was going to be, you know, A1 slam. Period. Okay, so my uncle and them didn't end up getting the refund in time for her to be able to come to Jamaica. So she didn't get to come to Jamaica or whatever. So we get there. This is when we get there. Like the second day we're there, Ernest was like, I gotta go back to the room. We're out at one of the bars and we're chilling because we're about to go view Jamaica, go on a Jamaica tour. And so he's like, I gotta go to the restroom. I need to find, where's my lashes? I gotta go to the restroom, my stomach hurt. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's typical for him, so didn't think nothing about it. I let him, he went and used the restroom. I let him do his thing, but after an hour and 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, it had been an hour 30 minutes. This boy pops back up all of a sudden. I'm like, you okay? He like, yeah, my stomach was just hurting or whatever. And when he popped up, I saw him from a distance. He was over in the area that I actually got proposed to. He was on the phone and he was showing people, like showing somebody the beach. And in actuality, it was his mama. He was showing her, you know, where it was going to take place and all that stuff. But I was just thinking he was on the phone with somebody, just showing them, like, you know, how he living for the next few days. That's what I thought. But in actuality, he was talking to the people in that 1 hour 30 minutes. He was talking to the people at, they were based at another resort. The resorts are like 2-3 minute walks from each other. So he walked over there to the next resort. And what else he did? He walked over there. He was talking, getting final details together, because he said the lady that he had been talking to, she went on, like, he had been talking to one lady all the way up until we got to Jamaica, but she ended up going on maternity leave when we got there. So he was like, he wanted to make sure everything was okay. So he went to the hotel, you know, to talk about the details, to see what they had it, like how they had it planned, all that stuff, because they had been talking for so long. So he wanted to make sure everything was all right. So that's what took him so long. Okay. Now, leading up to the beginning of the proposal, like the day of the proposal, he kept, I don't know why he kept telling me, he was like, Ashley, you need to get out the pool and get dressed. And I'm like, earn it. So the white party was at 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock. The white party was at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. The time he was telling me to get out the pool, it was like, what? It was like 4:50, 5 o'clock. And I had expressed to him, I was like, well, I haven't been wearing makeup. I'm going to wear my makeup, because he knew, first of all, Jamaica was too hot for makeup. So when we got there, I was like, oh, I ain't going to be wearing makeup. But I was like, I'm going to wear makeup on the white night. So I guess that made him happy too, because if I didn't, he know I was going to be like pissed if I didn't have on, you know, my makeup looking nice, if I got proposed to or whatever. But that was the perfect night for him to propose, because I had already told him it's hot, but I'm still going to put on my white. And he had already had it planned, so that was perfect. So he kept saying, you need to get out the pool. You need to get out the pool. You got to get in. You know, you got to get yourself together. You take a long time. I'm like, and it's 4 o'clock. We still have to go to dinner, yes, but dinner starts at 6. So I'm like, I got plenty of time. What are you doing all that for? Like, why are you being like that? He like, because you take a long time. You know, you got to get yourself together. So I stayed in the pool. And I finally got out like around 5:30. And so he got out too. He tried to stay with me, I guess, or whatever, to make sure that I was, you know, progressing well or whatever, or doing what I need to do. And so he got out at 5:32. And so he went up to the room when we got out, like straight to the room. I had told him I was going to go to the snack bar and give me something to eat and come back up to the room with the plate and get ready. So that's what I did. I went and got me some food, and then I went and got ready. I be liking my water duck. I mean, not my duck. My water lines to look almost identical, because sometimes they be doing the most. But yeah, so that's what he did. I went and got my stuff. He went and got dressed or whatever. Now, mind you, since we've been in Jamaica, I still didn't think nothing about it when this happened. But since we had been in Jamaica, Ernest, everywhere, like, we didn't go nowhere without each other. When we went to dinner, we went together. When we went to lunch, we went together. When we went to breakfast, we went together. This day, he was like, I'm just gonna go and go down there. I'm like, what? Really? Why? He like, cuz I'm just gonna go and go. I can't hold it. I'm hungry, and then you still gotta do your makeup and stuff. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But I did start thinking, I'm like, why he going down there or whatever? And I was just like, you know what, Ashley, just pick your battles. He hungry, let him be, because if I was hungry and he was doing something, I would want him to let me be as well. So that was that. Then my brother, all of a sudden, he comes upstairs and he's like, put your white on. Now, mind you, I was getting dressed. First of all, Ernest put his white on. We had just talked about not putting our white on to go eat. He was trying to convince me to do it, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that, because if I waste some on myself, it's over. So I guess he gave up with trying to like ask me to do that. So he used my brother and my mama. So my brother, he was like, mama want to take pictures. And in my head, I'm like, my mama don't even like to take pictures for real. Like, she not the let's come take a picture type. But I was like, whatever. I was like, I still don't want to put on my white. She was like, everybody got their white on. Everybody waiting. They want to go downstairs and take a group picture on the beach so we can eat and then just go over. So I'm like, whatever. So I just scrambled up to put my white on. And when I got my white on, so at first I wasn't dressed. That's when before my brother came in there. So then I, started getting myself together or whatever to make sure that I was, dressed, because he kept saying, she want to do it before 7. She want to do it before 7, so you need to come on down. I'm like, okay, whatever. And it made sense because at 8 the party started. So I was like, okay, it makes sense because we still got to eat dinner. So I get dressed and my brother starts stalling. He's like, oh, I don't like my outfit. I'm like, oh my God, she about to start calling, because when my mom be wanting something done, she gonna call. I'm like, she gonna start calling in a minute. You said 7, like, come on, let's go. And I kept saying, I'm gonna go. He was like, no, wait on me, fool, wait on me. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, waiting on him, he was sitting there. He was a little tipsy though, so it wasn't believable. And if he wasn't tipsy, he deserved an Oscar, but he was tipsy. Because Ernest told me Marvin was supposed to come to the room around like 5:30, and because he know if I don't see people getting dressed, I ain't gonna get dressed. So Ernest was supposed to Marvin was supposed to come at 5:30. Marvin ended up didn't come to like 6:30, 6:45. So he got dressed in that little bit of time. That's because he was in the pool doing what he do. Boop, 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 boop. So I'm like, Marvin, come on. I don't like my outfit. Then he go from not liking his outfit to, ooh, I can't get up, I'm tired. Then he go from getting tired, not liking his outfit to, I got a boo-boo. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, do what you got to do and just let that be there. So I sit on the bed or whatever. And finally, my mama called. She like, where y'all at? I'm like, we on our way. We on our way. So we come downstairs and my mama is right there. And she was like, ooh, like, I was trying to make sure y'all were in the right area. She was like, I was trying to make sure y'all were coming down. These folks waiting on us at this beach. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So, mind you, we're going to take a picture on the beach. She goes this whole opposite way. Like, it's the long way. Like, the super, super duper long way. But in my head, I'm thinking, well, they may be on a certain part of the beach, so let's just go this way. Or it might be closer to the beach. And she kept saying, well, this is closer. We don't got to walk all through them and walk through the sand and do all that and blah, blah, blah. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. We get lost walking through there. She act like she don't know where she's going. Then we find our right path again. She asks people that's walking, is this the right way to the beach? All kind of stuff. And then, girl, I walk out the door and boom, to my left, Ernest is there, my family is there, and the marry me sign, the videographer. First of all, when I walked out, the videographer and the photographer, they were just staring. I'm like, okay. I didn't see nothing, so I'm just like, what they just staring for? Like, they just had the cameras on me, and then I looked, and there go Ernest. So that's how that happened. But when that happened in that moment, I looked at my mom. I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, that's why you brought me this way. In my head, that's how I was, and I just let it go, and I just be in that moment. But when I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, I know, like, I should have known. I should have known something was up. And me and Ernest, we talked about it. Like, we talked about how he had planned it that night. Like, we had our time to ourselves. We let them go about their business, and like, we went to dinner by ourselves. A little bit after the party, we was talking about it, and he was talking about how he didn't tell my mama until minutes before. And my mama, it's a good thing he did that, because my mama would have hinted to me and I would have knew. My mama is like me. When I get excited, I can't contain it. So I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna be like, say for instance, if my mom was getting married and she was getting proposed to or something like that, I'd be like, what you wearing? Oh, this dress cute. Constantly sending her dresses and doing this, just doing the most like suspicious stuff. So it was a good thing he didn't tell my mom. My mom felt some type of way. She was like, oh my God, I wanted to know But she understood in the long run. He said she just kept asking questions like, oh my God, like, you about to do it right now? He was like, Ernest was like, how you feel if I propose to your daughter? She was like, what? You finna do? She was like, I don't care. And he was like, well, I'm finna do it. She was like, well, you finna do it right now? He said she started crying, asking so many questions. Then she started gathering my family. And she was like, she's so dramatic. He said she kept telling people, I can't eat. Like, they were already sitting down eating. They ain't had their weight on. She was like, I can't eat. So I was like, why? What's wrong? So they're thinking there's something wrong with my uncle. They didn't get a chance to come because he was in surgery at that time. And so she was like, I just can't eat. My daughter's supposed to get engaged, supposed to get proposed to. And I'm just like, it's so her. It is so her. Like, that whole ordeal is so my mama. If you know, you know. Like, me and her are full of the dramatics. And we gonna take it overboard every time. Every single time. So, that's what ended up happening or whatever. And I can honestly say I'm happy it happened that way because I didn't know anything. And I always told Ernest, I was like, if I get married, and I know a lot of people say this all the time, make sure my nails done, which my nails are always done, but make sure ain't none of them broke, okay? And it was the perfect time because I was going out of town, so he didn't have to be like, go get your nails done, or when you gonna get your nails done, you know, something suspicious like that. I was going out of town, so my nails were already done. And then his verbiage on, like, when we used to be, because I would bring it up, he'll bring it up, we'll talk about certain stuff, and, you know, his verbiage was always feeling like not right now. So it didn't make me suspicious that anything was gonna happen. So I'm just happy that it happened the way it did, because I had always told him, I don't want to know. Like, I see a lot of people, that get engaged and get proposed to, they be knowing. I didn't want to know. Or if he would have did the not get dressed, because he do that, but like the come here and do this and do that, and, you know, pick out something nice, I probably would have figured it out. I'm an overthinker. I'm gonna figure it out. But this time I didn't. Like, he got me good. And I don't know how to feel about that, but he got me good. And in the long run, I love it that he did get me. But, you know, yeah, I be liking enough stuff. But everything worked out perfectly. Am I ready for marriage? I'm as ready as I'm going to be. I'm excited to do life with him. That's another question I get asked all, like, been getting asked, are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Like, I've been with this man long enough. We know each other. We do everything else like we married. Ooh, so why not just go ahead and get married? You know what I'm saying? And I want to be a wife. I know I'm supposed to be a wife. And I can't wait to be his wife. I can't wait for him to be my husband. I can't wait to go on this journey with him, do life with him all over. Like, it feels like we just got a breath of fresh air again. Because we've been in a relationship, and we've been in a relationship with each other, like, for a long time. But it feels like we're getting a new leash on our relationship. It feels giddy. I feel like giddy and just, I don't know. I just feel like so, it feels like a breath of fresh air. I don't know why. And I think it has everything to do with Jesus, with God answering our prayers, with God revealing to us that we were meant for each other, with, you know, God just being in the center of everything. I feel like that's where this new airiness is coming from. Not that he wasn't in the center before, but I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like God is about to honor us so bad, like real bad, because we honor him. God honors marriage. When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. He finds favor. Ernest's favorite because he done found a good thing, me. And then I'm gonna be favored too because I'm gonna be good to him. So I don't know, I just feel like it's just so, I'm ready for this era in my life. I'm ready to be a wife. I am. And I'm excited to be doing life and marrying the man of my dreams, child. This man is so good to me, y'all. Ernest is so good to me. And I know I've told y'all that numerous of times, but he's so good to me. He treats me well. Unless he's mad, you know, we go back and forth, you know, duke it out, but not for real, but you know what I'm saying. He's really, really good to me. He's sweet, he's kind, he's aggressive when he needs to be, but his aggressiveness still has a touch of love. He's gonna let me know when I'm right, when I'm wrong. I told y'all that, but he's still gonna back me. He gonna correct me, but he's gonna correct me in private. I love that. He's gonna correct me in private. I love that. I love that. And then he's gonna correct me when I'm wrong. Like, he's not gonna let me just, you know, walk out here be doing what I want to do. He's gonna hold me accountable for things, hold me accountable for the things that I've put in place for myself, as well as things that he's put in place for both of us together. And then me as a girlfriend, wife, fiance. I don't got my ring on now because I'm doing my makeup and I didn't want to get anything on it, but you know, I'm still a fiance. So yeah, I love him. I can't wait to do life with him. The answer is yes, 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 yes. I am ready. I got that question. What other question do I get? Have we already started the wedding planning process? A little bit. We done started a little bit. I'm not gonna even lie. I don't want things to be too, what I'm trying to say, I don't want things to be too last minute. So I want to go ahead and get certain things out the way. So we have started planning our wedding a little bit, and that's been exciting and stressful all in the same, but we're just taking it day by day and just letting, you know, God direct us in the paths and letting him guide us and lead us where we need to be. So yeah, y'all. I am done with my makeup. This was a good chat. I feel like I talked to y'all about something that I truly genuinely like. Not that I don't talk to y'all about something that I don't like, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like we had a good conversation. I do. So yeah, my makeup is done. My hair is up. I'm gonna redo my bun because, like, right here I have some braids that like kind of cross wired, and I don't like that. I like for my braids to be like this. So I'm gonna redo my bun off camera, put my earrings on and stuff, and just let that be that. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here, y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking out with me. Do y'all like y'all new name? Y'all know I changed y'all name. I don't know if this is gonna come out before the vlog that I tell y'all and change y'all names, like the vibe here. I just feel like it was too common because I just kept seeing so many people do it, and I'm just like, even though I started with that, like with y'all, my girlfriends and my boyfriends, y'all say my girlfriends and my boyfriends, but I've changed it. You know what I'm saying? I've just changed it. I made it me and my channel wise and just me in general. So I hope y'all like y'all new name, Sissy Bells. I'll explain to y'all more on the vlog why I changed y'all's name. You know, like I said, I don't know if it came out before this one or after this one. You'll know basically when you see this video. But yeah, y'all are the Sissy Bells. Thank y'all so much for rocking out with me. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. And yeah, I beat this face in what, 30 minutes? A beat face. And it's like a neutral beat. Period. So yeah, if you have not liked this video, please like this video. It helps me a lot. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe so you can become one of my Sissy Bells. And as always, in true Ashley fashion, I'll call you back. Bye.
Beep man, if you wanna reach me. I like blink. That can only mean one thing. Beep man, if you wanna reach me.